In the kaleidoscopic world of K-pop, success often feels like lightning, dazzling, blinding, and heartbreakingly brief. For some artists, that fleeting brilliance is enough to illuminate an entire career. For others, the arrival of a new star can cast long, inescapable shadows. This is the story of ChoA. Once the platinum-haired goddess of K-pop, now a living reminder of how even the brightest lights can fade when new constellations appear in the sky. To truly understand the gravity of her story, let's return to 2016. That year, BLACKPINK stormed onto the scene as rookies who instantly rewrote the rules. They didn't just debut, they detonated. Their girl crush concept was explosive, fresh, and unstoppable. At the same time, TWICE was ascending with the mega-hit Cheer Up, a song so ingrained in Korea's cultural fabric it became an anthem. For audiences, it was a golden age of new beginnings. But for idols like ChoA, it marked the beginning of an ending. Recently, ChoA opened up about her journey on the show Pajama Party. Her voice, steady but laced with bittersweet honesty, peeled back the glamorous veneer of her idol life. "I dreamed of becoming an idol," she confessed, "and I worked endlessly to make that dream come true. But dreams, they don't come true simply because you work hard." She recounted the most difficult chapter of her career, one that collided directly with the rise of TWICE and BLACKPINK. Their arrival wasn't just competition. It was a mirror that reflected back to her the limits of her own trajectory. "The hardest moment was when BLACKPINK and TWICE debuted," ChoA recalled. "I realized that this was my peak. I had nothing more to give. I needed to step down while the applause was still echoing. If I kept going, I would lose myself entirely." Her words struck a chord with fans and industry insiders alike. Many remembered vividly the golden years of AOA between 2014 and 2016, when the group's sultry concepts dominated the charts and stages. ChoA, with her striking platinum hair and powerhouse vocals, wasn't just a member. She was the face, the voice, the axis on which much of AOA's success turned. Songs like Miniskirt, Like a Cat, and Heart Attack became synonymous with her presence, securing AOA's place in the pantheon of second-generation girl groups. And yet, as the tide of K-pop shifted, AOA's influence began to erode. The rise of younger, fresher groups didn't just challenge their popularity, it destabilized the very identity of older acts. For ChoA, it wasn't merely a matter of fading relevance. Behind the stage lights, she was battling insomnia, depression, and a relentless sense of inadequacy. In 2017, at the height of her fame, she made the painful decision to leave AOA. A choice that stunned fans and left an irreplaceable void in the group's sound and soul. The aftermath was silence. ChoA, born Park ChoA in 1990, withdrew from public life. For years, she vanished from the spotlight, seeking balance, healing, and anonymity after years of living under suffocating expectations. Her departure underscored an often overlooked truth of K-pop. Behind the sparkle lies fragility. Hard work doesn't always guarantee longevity. Stardom isn't infinite. And for every idol who rises, another quietly steps away. Now, years later, ChoA is re-emerging, gently reintroducing herself to the world through YouTube and variety shows. She is no longer the untouchable star of AOA, but something perhaps even more powerful. A survivor who carries both the brilliance and the scars of her past. Her story is more than just nostalgia for an era of K-pop gone by. It's a mirror held up to the industry itself, one that exposes its ruthless cycles and fleeting loyalties. In ChoA's words, we hear the unspoken fears of countless idols, that no matter how brightly you shine, there will always be someone younger, fresher, louder ready to take your place. And perhaps that is the cruel beauty of K-pop. It creates icons, yes, but it also teaches us that applause is not eternal, that sometimes the bravest act is not chasing the next stage, but knowing when to leave it. For ChoA, the chapter with AOA is closed, but her story, raw, vulnerable, and achingly human, continues to resonate. In the end, it isn't BLACKPINK or TWICE that forced her retirement. It was the relentless pursuit of perfection in an industry where perfection is impossible. And through her honesty, ChoA has given fans something far greater than another hit song. She has given them the truth.